I really think one. Yeah, I think it was a self-defense argument. The gun stand admitted that he was assaulting. He and his friends were assaulting this guy. Repeatedly punching the back of the head. I got smashed a bottle on his head. Yes. Texas. I think it's perfectly fine. But hey, you know, you get to deal with people defending. But then there was very loud.
Silence the phone. I gotta tell you again.
Whose phone keeps going off? Raise your hand. All right, do you know how to turn your phone off?
It's not my phone. I brought it today because I needed to show you something off this phone. And I'm trying to figure out how to do that right now. 41 hours.
All right, she'll let you know how to turn off the sound, okay? Oh, no problem.
Wow,
No. She'll show you how to do it. All right, you can have a seat. Thank you. It happens. How's your dad doing?
he's doing all right.
Is he still, I mean, how's he doing with Oklahoma? That's what I mean. Is he
We
crushed?
just kind of accepted it at this point. It kind of is what it is this year.
All we can do is destroy other people's dreams on the football field.
This season is kind of accepted. It's gonna be a long one.
Oh, yeah. Dominique Camacho. Your client needs to come up and counsel you on that side. I cannot believe I was locked out of Odyssey again. All right. So on this case, where are we on discovery?
So there is a discovery issue, Judge. I can't get a couple of videos to work. I've spoken with the state and,
What videos?
well, I don't know what they are. They look like in-car camera videos and one, body cam. But I've spoken with the state about it. I'm gonna email her the specific videos, that don't work. And
All right,
then
have you talked to her about the specific videos that don't work?
Number 2, 3, and 4, Judge.
All right. So what are we doing to make sure he gets his videos?
Double check today and make sure he's gonna email me the specific ones as well. I'm just gonna double check and make sure, see what's going on with that, and if they are not, working, we'll re-upload and we'll try to figure that out.
Okay. So Norma, have this come back on November 19th. Will you have it by then?
I believe so.
All right, so November 19th,
Judge, I will be out.
where will you be?
I think that's the week before Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yes,
I'm gonna be out that entire week.
the entire week before Thanksgiving,
Well, Thanksgiving's on,
the 28th.
let's see. Thanksgiving's on the 22nd or the 29th?
No, the 28th.
28th? Okay, never mind. Sorry.
All
That's
right.
fine.
All right, so we're gonna be back on for discovery on November 19th. And why were you late?
The people in the front. I got here a little early, but I didn't know there was gonna be that many people at the front door. I'm sorry.
All right, no problem. So you need to make sure you're on time, okay? Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Once you have the reset form signed, you can be excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yes, I have it.
Email?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Oh, you mean the light. Yeah, this is capital. Yeah. Usually.
I can get Laura Martinez file as well as what is her?
Just Martinez?
Yeah, this Martinez. I need to run something by my.
No, right.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
All right, Laura Martinez. Who's here on Laura Martinez? Good morning. Hello, Miss Martinez. How are you doing today?
Fine.
All right. Thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. That's your
Yeah.
color. All
That's
right.
what your hair, yes, Judge.
Yeah.
We're here on the status update for her participation in the family mental health program.
Yes.
379, Judge.
Mhm.
I checked in with Crystal Counseling, who is giving her case management services. They reported that she's doing well. taking medications as required and checking in with their officers for case management purposes as well, Judge. Also, the pretrial officer with the program did respond to our status update, and she stated that she has been checking in, calling the UA call line, and has not tested positive for any illicit substances, Judge. So all in all, I think she's doing well, off to a great start, you know, I think
That's
she's doing well.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there anything you need from me?
No,
Any concerns?
no.
Okay, if there's something that comes up, be sure to let me know.
Thanks.
All right, counsel, did you want to bring this back for another check-in?
If the court prefers, we can surely do that, Your Honor. What are you thinking? Maybe like something into the new year, just to allow her to make her appointments and check in with the other courts?
Yes.
That'd be fine, Judge. We have no issue.
All right, do you want to do it? We can do it in January?
Sure.
All right. So they tell me, you know, all the holidays are coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas. If you have issues, there are people who are available 24/7 to address them, okay?
Okay.
And then I'll be here. Of course, I probably will not be here for the Christmas holidays, but the staff always knows how to get in touch with me. The clerks, they have to be here because I don't hire them, so the government is making them stay. But they know how to reach me, and then your attorney knows how to reach me, okay?
Okay.
So what we'll do, let me move this calendar over. When in January do you want to come back, counsel?
I was thinking maybe mid-January, Your Honor.
All right, you want to do maybe January, I know it's not mid-January, well, it is. You want to do January 18th?
Yes, Your Honor, that'd be perfect.
All right. All right, and if you need anything, do not hesitate to ask.
Okay.
All right, that's gonna be 2025.
That's
Oh,
crazy to think
Wow,
about
it
it.
is.
Yes, Judge.
All right, so Norma, we're gonna bring her back on January 18th. All right, thank you. Have a
Okay.
great day.
Okay, you too.
I'll give you, go ahead and take a seat. I'll give you-
Yeah.
And Renee, has she officially been transferred to mental health court or no?
Yes, Judge, yes. I think she has her second court date coming up in November.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, this will be the last check-in. I'm just trying to make sure that everything is on track with her. So the January date will be the last check-in and then she will be there.
Okay, very well, Judge. I'll make a note of that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Well, that's right.
Yes. Mhm. Oh, Tim, come on up. Hello.
So good to see you.
You too. I see probation is stealing people from the clerk's office, taking people from the 187th.
How have you been, Judge?
Oh, great. How you been doing?
Doing good, thank you.
Well, welcome to the 187th.
Yes. thank
You know
Judge.
where everything is. You know where the refrigerator is.
Hi,
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, I'm good. My name's Julia Rodriguez.
Hi. Well, welcome.
Thanks.
And she'll tell you where the refrigerator and microwave is.
Okay, thanks.
She came from a marketing background, Judge, so she's completely new to all this, but she's excited and ready to start learning.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
Well, you know, of course, you guys can stop by at any time.
Of course,
you.
Judge,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
And you know, everybody who comes to the 187, let me see here. Here, welcome to the 187.
Oh, thank
Thank you so much, Judge.
you.
That's so sweet of you. Well, good to see you again, Judge.
All right, you too. You
Thank
guys
you.
have a
Thank
great
you.
one. All right, you
you.
too. Bye-bye. Jason, I think we should acknowledge Vashon's, you know, the Steelers' victory, because she feels as though, you know, people are not acknowledging that enough.
What victory?
The Steelers, so. Jason, this is how you do it.
It's a golf clap.
Yeah, I'm not, Vashon, I'm not even gonna give you this. I'm just gonna give you this. Where we're gonna pretend it's all a dream and the Saints are still 2-0. Okay, I didn't need that much laughter from you, sir. Oh, gosh, yeah. Well, we're not doing as bad as Oklahoma. I'm saying this so when your dad comes in, you know, I will be suitably, you know, sympathetic and empathetic. Jason's still on his high from
I'll
be on that.
I'll be on that till next year.
UT.
Till we play.
Yeah, till we play again. Maybe we'll get a run defense by then.
And actually, it's only about next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about next year at that route.
We don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna make it a night game.
Oh, my bad. That's from. That's common. Oh.
Bring her on. Maybe when she's not, yeah. The rural virus.
Yes. No, It's not.
Don't make me sit for the whole night, I don't know a lot. How much of it?
No, not according to mine. You know, it's 2025. Oh, it does come up with that. No, put it on the, you know, put it on the 16th. Yeah, and let Munoz know.
Sir.
Well, that's not the report I was doing. We discovered that.
I might not get my house, I'm working on it.
I can go get one.
I'll look at myself.
What'd you do here? Well. That's not. That's why this. And I think it could have.
Get the player experience.
I need to talk to her. I need to find out what the hell. I couldn't get a hold of her. See, I don't. I can't understand that. And then you're sports. I see.
I will.
I see, okay. Two dates, two different.
Yes, yes.
I'm here in regards to the scram device that we had placed on East Saldana. I noticed that that the state had recommended it not be removed until after the community service and DWI intervention.
And after to what?
I'm sorry, after the community service and DWI intervention was completed. The defendant has contacted me and I guess she was not aware that the scram was going to persist until further notice. And in her mind, it was supposed to be, I think, for a period of 60 days, because I believe that was what was discussed with her. However, one of the main issues is that because of the requirement for her to go in and do manual downloads on her scram device, she has no longer kept her employment, and she does not have the money to pay for DWI intervention at this time because she's paying.
So here's the thing. She's been on probation since 2020,
Yes, sir.
and she was supposed to be on there for 5 years.
Yes, sir.
And
Well, that's the problem. I didn't.
should have already started DWI intervention.
I agree.
And the reason why her scram has been continued until further notice is because she had a violation, which was 3 tampers on the device.
Right, but this was the tampering. I don't know if the court recalls that Mr. Escobar and myself were up here trying to explain. We had multiple conversations with different the scram company and then the company that they get their information from, as far as being able to confirm that what the client's version of events were in fact accurate, and they were unable to discredit. So there wasn't an actual confirmation that it was tampering or not. Though that's what they pled to and explained it in front of the court. I was wondering if the court would reconsider the denial of the removal of the scram device, or if the court would like to hear from Ms. Saldana. I can get in touch with her and coordinate with Norma.
Excuse me, just a moment.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me, lady with the eyeglasses and tattoos on your chest, who are you waving at? Ah, okay. All right, thank you. So she will need to be present in court and then I'll hear your argument as to why the scram should be removed. But I ordered scram until further notice because there was a tamper.
I understand, Rob.
Bless you.
And for what it's worth, I mean, there hasn't been anything like that since. There have been, this was the case where they had to replace the device multiple times. She had sent in and notified the company multiple times about issues with it. It got to the point where they couldn't ratchet it any tighter because they were afraid they were going to cut off circulation. So I will, with that, with the instruction from the court, I will contact my client and coordinate with them and get a date. Thank
All right.
you, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Does the court require a motion or anything? Because
Oh,
I can
well,
file a
here's the
motion.
thing. They want everything in Odyssey, so it would probably be best to file a motion, but bring a copy with you because the way the system works, I won't receive your motion.
I completely understand that. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I know you put a PSI sec, but do you want that, the steps there too?
Yes, please. Thank you, Bashan. Bashan, I like your ghost earrings. Oh.
Did you hit me? No, but I got. Oh, that's enough. Morning, Doug.
Good morning.
Galaxy?
Yours are already sitting next to
Yes. How you doing?
Bashan, did you realize there's a National Oatmeal Day?
There's a national day for everything.
There is. Okay, is there a National Probation Day?
There's a week, yeah, a week.
All they're giving you is a week.
National CLO.
National CLO.
Ruben Gonzalez.
Ruben Gonzalez, I think of PSI right now. Okay. I'll be your happy on the 13th.
All right, who's here on Mark Almos? Mr. Almos, if you'll come down. And Mr. Seelaw,
Yes.
they're gonna move you down to that end. Because we're gonna go on the record. Thank you. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 8502, State of Texas versus Mark Anthony Almos. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris Sadelman.
Eddie Garcia
from Mr. Almos.
And are you Mr. Almos?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
You entered a plea of guilty to driving while intoxicated third or more on October 8, 2024. The court ordered a TAP evaluation and a referral to felony drug court. Both parties agreed, at least the defense agreed to waive the PSI. Is that correct, counsel?
It is, Judge.
Okay. So the court has received the TAP evaluation. Defense, have you had a chance to review the TAP evaluation?
I have.
State, have you had a chance to review the TAP evaluation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection to the TAP evaluation from either party?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Nor from the defense.
All right, then the court will hear argument as it relates to treatment.
Judge, it appears from what I read in the report and Mr. Almos's honesty, that he has acknowledged pretty much a lifetime of alcohol abuse, consumption. It's caused them a lot of legal and financial problems in the past. He is interested in getting his life together. He is interested in seeking treatment for this addiction that he has, this illness that he has. I would have, I spoke with him about it. He read the CAP evaluation himself. Understands that he seemed to be looking out for him by having ordered the CAP evaluation and a possible referral to the felony drug court. So he's asking the court to do what you think is in his best interest to help him succeed on this probation, should you go along with the agreement to place him on probation.
All right, probation. Do we have an update on whether or not felony drug court accepted him, or did they not accept him?
They're typing and I'm waiting for typing now.
I'm sorry, could you please repeat that?
She is typing now. She's waiting on a response from felony drug court. And counsel, if you could do a trial court certification of defendant's right to appeal. I know we did one at the last setting, but I'm only sentencing him today, so I just want to make sure has today's date on it. And Mr. Almos,
Yes.
I'm going to recommend some type of treatment for you. If felony drug court is not accepting you, then I'm going to see if maybe Lifetime Recovery Residential will accept you. I like Lifetime Recovery because they transition you to help you with housing and other things as well.
That she's pulling the outcome right now.
All right, thank you. And I'm sorry, did you all announce on the record?
We did.
Yes, okay. I was trying to multitask, which I didn't have my oatmeal this morning, so multitasking is not great right now.
I did. That's why I'm on top of my.
You know, I love oatmeal.
So do I. I have it every morning.
For some reason, my alarm didn't go off, but the light came through the drapes, so I was able to wake up a little.
Yeah. This is a certificate of, we signed one last time that when you were not, you were given the opportunity to further judge the decision by signing the people.
All right, thank you. All right, so my understanding is that felony drug court will accept you. The reason why they didn't accept you is because you have a pending case, because you have not been granted probation, which is for this case. All right, does anyone wish to speak to the length of probation? It's outside the agreement. The state is requesting 10 years.
Well, Judge, I will leave it up to the court's discretion, Your Honor. I mean, 10 years is an awful long time. But I understand that he has had other DWIs in the past. I'll leave it up to the court to decide what you think would be the appropriate term of supervision.
All right, state, knowing that he's going to be in felony drug court, are you still requesting that he be on probation for 10 years?
Give me a moment to check his criminal history, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd be fine with 8, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any children, sir?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
29,
27, and the youngest one just turned 24.
All right. Do you have any grandchildren? Okay. When's the last time you had employment?
Well, when I put myself in the situation that I'm under with the DWI, and they knew about it, so about over.
And what do you do for employment?
I was working as a apprentice for agency of family services, but I injured my hand and my wrist, so I was not employed. But that's what I was doing.
Okay, what does that mean?
Apprentice.
No, I mean, you're an apprentice, but apprentice for what?
Historical remodeling homes,
Oh.
windows. Yes.
Okay.
King Williams.
All right, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs include alcohol testing. DWI intervention course. Victim Impact Panel Live. 2-year license suspension. Oh, and state you may be excused.
Thank you.
DWI education course. Take in consideration 2024 PF 15123. Restitution, if any, to the following: Ebony, EBONY, Thorpe, THORPE, Rodrigo, Alanis, ALANIS, Marino, Celso, CELSO. I think this last name is spelled incorrectly. Let me see. Mr. Edelman, part of your plea bargain agreement is restitution to Celso Guerrero. Is it spelled correctly? Guerero?
Believe so, Your Honor.
All right. So it's, thank you. You may be
Or
excused.
at least that's how I recall it being spelled in the crash report that I read.
All
Now,
right.
whether that means that it's spelled correctly or not, I don't know.
All right. Thank you. You may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So it's Celso, CELSO, Guerrero, GUERERO. Counsel, if there's an issue with the restitution amount, we can always have a restitution hearing. Do you have a vehicle?
No, ma'am.
All right, so there's going to be ignition interlock or either some type of mobile device until further notice. 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. 200 hours of community service restitution. There's to be a referral to felony drug court in custody. If not accepted, then it's inpatient treatment with lifetime recovery. And if not accepted with lifetime recovery, then he'll be brought back and we'll figure out something else. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Just any helpful,
The courses for probation.
like,
You're gonna get that help for
yes.
probation.
Yes, probation will go over the conditions with you. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. Of course, call your attorney. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what's going to end up happening. You're going to remain at the jail. Felony drug court is going to come out and do another interview with you. It seems that if they have room, they will accept you. If for some reason they don't have room or they don't accept you, then you're going to remain in custody, and then you're going to be going to lifetime recovery inpatient treatment. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I know that people, sometimes they don't like doing the sober support meetings, but once they start and they talk to people and discuss their issues, they end up liking it. And then the next thing I know, they're leading meetings. So make sure you go to those meetings. Don't do any of this backsliding, because it's easy to miss a meeting and say, you know what, I'm just going to double up on it the next day. Then before you look up, you have just fallen off the path. So you need to stay on the path to be clean and sober. And you shouldn't drive probably at all. You understand?
Correct.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Would you give him a little bit of time, once he's released from wherever he goes, to have the portable device?
Well, once he's
installed?
released, just let the court know.
Yeah, 'cause
This
he-
is what I'm anticipating, because you know me, I don't like to build bridges until we need to cross somewhere. I'm hopeful that felony drug court will accept him. If you're accepted in felony drug court, what will end up happening, and they have my permission to do this, the conditions I've set for you, they may change those, because they'll get a chance to know you better than I do as far as what your treatment needs are. So they'll help him with that if he's accepted there.
We're just concerned about the financial burden on him because he's been unemployed and no telling when he'll get a job to pay for that.
Okay.
All
All right.
Thank you so
If
much.
that happens, just let the court know.
Okay, Judge.
All right, thank you.
All right, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes.
So what about that related to this one? When I visit, Instagram, and then I said, she wants to. Okay, I see me because she's
Okay.
seen it. And this is another copy that way.
Okay. All right, I'll take care of it.
Oh,
Just give me one
okay,
moment.
Mom, take care.
Sure. Okay, thank you. State on Almos, have you already given me the case to be taken in consideration?
Not recalling.
All right, so they probably need that.
Your Honor,
Yes.
you signed the dismissal for that other case on the 17th.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Your Honor.
Oh, no, it's fine. We're gonna say it's nobody's fault, so that's good. No.
I'm still learning.
Send me a copy of my phone.
No problem. And with Ruby Garcia, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear and affirm all these things correctly within your personal knowledge?
That's like, don't worry about it.
Gonna make sure. Thank you. You're welcome. Important part. See, there we go again, right? It is, let me see what time it is, 10:16. See, we caught. See how I say we? When it's really you.
It's me.
Thank
Got
you. Have a good one. Emily Flores. Who's the attorney on Emily Flores? All right, Miss Flores, come down. Hello. So on this case, where are we on discovery?
We are, we're fine on discovery, Judge, but we're going to be submitting a PTD application that the state is hopeful will be approved.
All right, I need a date for PTD, please. Thank you, state. All right, we're coming back on December 9th. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. Baldemaro Chapa. Who's the attorney on Baldemaro Chapa? All right, they're not ready. Are you all ready on Ruben Gonzalez?
Yes, Judge.
Hello, Mr. Gonzalez.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so where are we on this case?
Yes, Judge, we do have a pretrial diversion application, which we're gonna tender to the fourth floor window. We're requesting a status of PTD setting, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, put that on December 9th as well, please. All right, once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
You too.
You're gonna wait up there, I'll give you a. Just right there. Yeah.
Abel Junior Martinez III. All right, come forward. All right, we are here on a violation report.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, why are you missing your appointments?
So I report every month by phone
Mhm.
and October was no different. I reported by phone. I actually have it right here on the phone.
Mhm.
The only thing that was different is on the 9th, my phone broke
Okay,
and I didn't get another phone till the 15th or the 16th, which is this one right here.
okay. Have you been in contact with pretrial services since then?
Yes, I even called him today to let him know I was coming over here.
Okay,
Just he'll call me like if I have a court date, or he'll call me sometimes to tell me you don't have to leave 2 messages, but I would leave 2 messages because I already knew this phone was messing up on me.
Mhm.
It would like cut off in the middle of the call and I didn't know if the number would get through, so November 2nd, I ended up calling him from this phone and then from my mother's phone, and he told me I had to come to court October 10th, and I came over here on court October 10th, and I called my lawyer and he told me, no, you don't have a court date. And then the probation lady gave me a thing for telling me I haven't been indicted yet. So I mean,
Okay.
there's I guess somewhere or another, I mean.
All right, so here's the thing. You got to make sure that you stay in touch with them, because what ends up happening is I receive violations reports. So this is a violation report I received. Usually before I rule on any of that, I always try to get the defendant in the courtroom so that I can see what's going on and see if we can work on that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And defense, have you had any discovery given to you on this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so is this something that is going to, you're waiting for the indictment or what's going on?
Wait for indictment for now.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Maybe excuse me.
Yes,
Thank you.
what will end up happening is you will receive notice through the mail of when your next court date will be. So make sure that you have the correct address on file. All right, Ms. Ferguson, This is a night mag case, so they're waiting for indictment, so we don't need any more settings until it's actually indicted. All right, thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're
God bless.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome. All right, who is here on Elizabeth Gaskin? Hello. Are y'all ready to proceed on the motion?
We are.
All right, could I have someone from the state? It's Criminal Trial Division.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court is calling 2021 CR 4146, State of Texas versus Elizabeth Ann Gaskin. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Antonio Arriola for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Trey Maurer from Miss Gaskin.
And are you Elizabeth Ann Gaskin?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're going to need to keep your voice up so that I can hear and so that the court reporter can hear. Are you the same Elizabeth Ann Gaskin who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 4146 for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on March 1st, 2022 for a period of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
This is in the first motion to enter adjudication of guilt. Violation of condition number 4, Bear County, Texas, the defendant Elizabeth Ann Gaskin, who then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of May, June, July, August, and September 2023 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Did away with the other allegations.
Any objection to the state's waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There's not, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
We're asking the court to grant the motion to adjudicate Ms. Gaskin and to sentence her to 180 days in a state jail facility.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, we are asking for Ms. Gaston to be given an opportunity for her probation to be transferred to Dallas. That's where she lives. Part of her problem with their failure to report was that she lived in Dallas. I know the court can see that there was a previous MTR. When she had come down here, she had kind of messed up her living situation in Dallas. She lost her phone, so she wasn't able to continue reporting. She understands, that it was on her. She could have gotten a phone and found a way to access these people and, make the calls that she needed to make. But she, like I said, her living in Dallas, she believes that being able to complete this probation there would give her an opportunity to get the help that she needs and to complete everything.
All right, is there anything you wish to say? Is there anything you wish to say?
Oh, sorry.
You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Elizabeth Ann Gaskin.
What do you wish to say?
I would like to say that what he's saying is true and that if we could somehow work a way for me to do my probation in Dallas, even if I have to do a Zoom video with the probation office here for it to be transferred to Dallas first, then that's fine. I'm willing to do that. I do have a phone now and I am able to do Zoom visits for it to be transferred to Dallas, and then it'll be way easier for me to report and not violate. Because I'm not trying to run, I do want to do right with my probation, and I just wish that you would give me one more chance.
Let me ask you this, have you ever reported?
No, ma'am.
So you have been on probation since 2022 and you never reported. So are you telling the court it's taking you 2 years to get a phone? Because we're in 2024.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm aware of that, but
No. My question is, has it taken you 2 years to get a phone?
no, ma'am, but it's on, I've had a phone, but it's been on and off because it's been broken and it's been stolen from me several times. But I do have a phone now in my property and I'm willing.
So you were here in Bexar County on a motion to revoke for the same violation that you're here now. And it was a violation of condition number 4. I denied the motion. Alternate monitoring conditions to include the UA hotline until further notice and weekly reporting until further notice. So that was in November 2022. And when I gave you those rules, you still didn't report. So let me ask you this. How did you get from Bexar County to Dallas? Did you immediately, after I told you to report on November 28, 2022, when you were released, did you immediately go to Dallas?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you get to Dallas?
I had to borrow money from my dad to get a Greyhound bus to get back. to
Okay, so
Dallas.
you can borrow money from your father to get a Greyhound bus, but you can't use his phone to check in with probation?
I have no family in Dallas.
No. I didn't give you permission to go to Dallas. So my question to you is, you can borrow money from your father to get on the Greyhound bus to go to Dallas, but you can't use his phone to call probation and say, hey, I would like to go to Dallas. How old are you?
30.
So what have you done that would warrant you remaining on probation? Have you done anything?
No, ma'am.
So, I mean, there's no reason for me to continue on probation, and I'm not going to continue you on probation. All right, the court is going to find you guilty. Court is going to revoke. The state is asking for, how much time are you asking for?
180 days.
Why should I give you 180 days? 180 days is the minimum. You have done nothing. The only thing you did was take someone's vehicle without their permission and go on a joyride on it, and you haven't done anything. And it's not like you're 18. So why should I give you the minimum for a case where you did absolutely nothing? That's my question for you.
I don't have an answer, ma'am.
All right. So the court is going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Cassandra, Kasondra Gonzalez with a Z. Probation, In regards to this case, was there ever any restitution that was ordered?
Judge, I don't see any restitution.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
You do have a legal right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a felony conviction. Because it's a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you,
Thanks, Judge.
counsel. Yes. Two. Mhm. You're welcome. Baldemaro Chapa. Hello. All right, counsel, where are we on discovery?
I do not have it yet. And I looked it up and I showed the state what's going on. But for some reason, when I log in and search for him in the e-discovery system, it pops up a different judicial number.
Okay,
So we'll get that worked out. And Miss Ashley offered that if we're gonna do it the old school way. I'm gonna bring a thumb drive and they're gonna put everything on together.
okay. And then are there any CPS records in this case?
There are some CPS records in this case. We have discussed them and I'm going to drop a subpoena myself as well.
As well as the state, Your Honor, we just as well, as well as some other records that are needed.
All right, Norma, on this case, recall it for December 10th for discovery. All right, we'll see you back on December 10th for discovery.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Yes. Okay, somebody called my name. They were like, Judge. Who's that? All right, just give me one moment. Hello. Sure. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, Yvette Martinez.
Scott Sullivan from Ms. Martinez, present and ready, Your Honor. On a motion.
All right, what's the motion?
Your Honor, in speaking with my client today and yesterday as I was preparing.
All right, she needs to come up. Why is she not a part of
On her
this?
way.
All right, hi, so today is contested hearing. Where are we?
Judge, it's my fault. I've been trying to get ready yesterday and today. In doing so, this case has there's quite a bit of a history in the past 2 or 3 months. I would request one more week to reset. I believe I'll be ready to go on the motion.
All right, so I'm gonna have you all come back at 1:30 because we've been trying to have a contested hearing on this case since August 19th. So 1:30, we're having this contested hearing.
We'll be here.
Yes,
The NTR from August, that was resolved. This is a new NTR that was submitted in October.
all right, so come back at 1:30 for a contested hearing.
Judge, I would request again, and when we come back 1:30, I'd like, perhaps I might want to put on some evidence of what's happened. And it mainly involves me, not my client.
Okay, sure.
My trying to understand the file and the things I need to look at.
Okay. All right.
Judge, I'm not trying to be stubborn. I'm trying.
No. Here's the thing. I hear everybody's arguments and I make a ruling. So this contested hearing is taking place at 1:30. Probation is saying August 19th was resolved. So this was set first on October 3rd. So now we're at the end of the month for a contested hearing. Are witnesses here, counsel?
A witness is here, Your Honor.
All right, so
The
there's a-
supervision officer who actually supervises Ms. Martinez is out on medical leave following surgery,
Mhm.
and we would prefer his presence if possible.
All right, see y'all back at 1:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Albert Delgado. Who's the attorney for Albert Delgado?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 4700 State versus Albert Delgado. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Salem.
Defense?
Kyle Simpson.
And are you Mr. Delgado?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
Good.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Is your client applying for deferred adjudication?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Delgado, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Mr. Delgado, did you review court admonishments with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Delgado, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his rights to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $600 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution, if any, to Andre Wilson. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
None.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with Andre Wilson. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Should be contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We'd ask that you follow the agreement.
All right. Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I work in a mattress store. I stock mattresses. Deliver.
Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
21 and 20.
Do you have any grandchildren?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
5, 4, 3, and 2.
Okay. And who is Cecilia Mann?
That's my, that's it.
All right, why are you driving around in vehicles that don't belong to you?
Purchased a vehicle and it was stolen.
Can't quite hear you, sir.
I purchased a vehicle and it was stolen, came back stolen.
This is not the first time that you have an unauthorized use of a vehicle. And what's up with these tattoos?
Cause I don't, for years. Probably like what, almost 15 years.
All right. I don't know why you're whispering. You need to put some bass in your voice. I
Sorry
know you
about
have
that.
bass in your voice.
I'm sorry.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. There's a $600 fine that will be probated, 4 years deferred adjudication, restitution, if any, and no contact with Andrew Wilson. There's going to be a gang evaluation. What are they going to discover when they do the gang evaluation?
I'm not active. I've already been on there.
Okay. All right. He say he's not active, but do the gang evaluation. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. When you tested today, what are the results going to be?
Positive.
For what?
Methamphetamine.
Okay. Going to do a TAP evaluation out of custody. How often are you using?
Last time I used was 2 days ago.
All right, but how often do you use?
That's like twice a week, I guess.
All right. So he's saying he's using twice a week. Meth. And your fiance who's with you, does she use as well? All
No,
right,
ma'am.
people always say that, but here's the thing.
She's been.
If I am a marathon runner, 9 times out of 10, the person who's with me, they're going to be a marathon runner too. Or either they're going to be into health things. Because what I discover is if you start out in a relationship where you're not using and you stay, usually you use. What I can tell you is the fact that she is in recovery and you're not in recovery, that is not a good thing for her recovery. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you all live together?
No, ma'am.
So who are you living with?
I got my mother's.
All right. And does your fiance have any criminal history that you know of?
Not that I know.
All right. Miss Abrams, Cecilia DeLeon Mann, MANN. She needs to be run for criminal history. If she has criminal history, you're not allowed to have contact with her while you're on probation because those are the rules. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So for now, I'm going to do a no contact order with Cecilia DeLeon Mann. And counsel, if it comes back that she doesn't have any criminal history, I'll reconsider that. But while he's on probation, one of the rules of probation, and this is the government, you're not allowed to have contact with persons who are on parole, who are on probation, or who have criminal history. You're just not allowed to. There's going to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Proof of employment. Within 30 days, there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. There's going to be field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There should be 120 hours of community service restitution. I'll order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. And probation with regards to the TAP evaluation, follow all recommendations of TAP. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes,
did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Drug use. It's not a good thing. I don't know anybody who say, hey, I want to use meth every 2 weeks or every day or whatever amount you're using, because it costs money. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for your brain cells. It's not healthy for your body or your organs, right? You're going to have to make sure that you internalize, get into a treatment program so that you can kick this habit and maintain your sobriety. Because if you don't, 1 or 2 things are going to end up happening. You're going to end up getting revoked on this probation potentially, and you're looking at 2 years in the state jail facility, or either your mom or somebody is going to have to identify your body. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. In this court, communication is key. If you need anything, let your probation officer know. If you feel that they're not addressing it, you can always come back to the court and address it with me, okay? You got a back problem?
Yeah, I have a sciatic nerve.
All right, so here's the thing, don't use drugs as an excuse.
No, no.
Okay.
Understand.
All right, good luck to you, okay? Thank you, counsel. Yes.
It's like that's the name for Cecilia De Leon, and I don't see anything in the system.
Okay.
So we wanna.
Do you want her date of birth or anything? Sure, it's in the police report. Oh, they may have it in their police report. Just to be 100% sure. Rodney Patterson? Yes,
Mr. Patterson allowed to be on Zoom?
he's not here yet.
He is not logged on?
No, let me give you the Zoom link because we did have to change it. So that may be why. So let me give it to you.
Sorry.
Here, our counsel.
So much.
No problem.
I will log back in.
Sure. All right, Raymond McKinney.
So I just got appointed to this guy apparently, Judge.
Okay.
It was Tony's case, but apparently, and says he's got cases under, they don't have the Raymond McKinney file, but he also has several cases under the name Evan Scott. I wanted to see if maybe we could recall it for tomorrow. Like I said, I've never met the guy. Don't know anything about the cases.
Now, is he in custody or is he on bond?
This is literally, Judge, the first I know about this, to be honest.
Okay, let me. Raymond
Raymond
McKinney. Oh, let's bring him out. All right.
Getting so many cases, I can't keep my head on.
Yeah, is that the reason or is it because the Sooners?
Otherwise,
Is it because of this?
hey now,
Oh, I already know what
Hey.
happened. Jason is over there having joy.
I got a good story for you.
Okay. Here's that.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right, Rodney Patterson. Yes, he's zoomed in. All right, Mr. Patterson, you need to show your video. Thank you. And please find a stationary place because you make me dizzy.
Why is it always mine?
I don't know, but that building they're working on, it doesn't appear to be very stable at this point. Hopefully, they're gonna make it stable, you know.
Yes, ma'am. It's actually getting demoed.
Oh, well, you be careful on the demo.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so today is plea deadline date. So, oh, he can leave the hat on. That's okay, because I don't want him to get hit. And lately in Texas, what is it? I forget the name of the tree. McCray would probably know the name of the tree. It's the tree that drops all of acorn. There we go. That is very painful when it falls on your head.
Yes.
And they're just dropping everywhere. So are you all going to be asking for a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor, we're respectfully declining the offer.
All right. So how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
2 or 3 days tops, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-day jury trial date on Mr. Patterson. All right, so Mr. Patterson, your jury trial date is going to be December 2nd. You need to appear in court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. Can
Yes.
wanted to know what was the official offer?
All right, so what I will do is I'll have your attorney call you. So I'm going to
Okay.
put you on mute right now. If you'll call him and let him know what the offer is, and we'll see if this is still going to be the jury trial date.
Understood, Your Honor. Ray had spoken to him before, but
Okay. She's going to call you right now, so answer the call, and then you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the offer, okay?
Okay, so do I exit the Zoom?
No. I'm going to put you on mute and just speak with your
Okay.
attorney, okay?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And Robert, whenever you're ready with your clients.
As soon as they bring him out, I'll talk to him. I'll just at least introduce myself.
All right, thank you. Who's here on Christopher Charles Joshua?
Present, Judge.
Mr. Patterson, if you want to zoom out to answer the phone from your attorney, you're more than welcome to do so. All right, where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, discovery's been completed. It's, I think we've got everything the state has. At this time, the state has proffered a pretrial diversion offer. We are going to avail ourselves to that.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a PTD setting for Mr. Joshua. All right, we're going to come back on December 9th. Once you sign the reset form, you excuse. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Your Honor, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
I'll explain.
Your Honor, as long as you have us.
Yes.
May we also discuss Luis Alec Martinez?
All right, just give me a moment. Let me find Mr. Joshua on the docket.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, man.
And you said December 9th, correct?
Sure.
You're welcome. Honestly, it's being a little bit slow. Just give me a moment.
Judge, you take all the time you need.
Yeah, I
you, Judge.
appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
Oh, you're so welcome. I try.
I mean, well, some days you'll have to try more than me.
All right, and who else you wanted to speak about, Mr. Edelman?
Luis Alec Martinez, Your Honor.
All right, Luis Alec Martinez. Come forward. All right, where are we on discovery?
Your Honor, I am still reviewing discovery. We were just retained on this case, I think about a month ago. We've got a few issues on this one. First off, I'm requesting documents from my client that might negate some of the amount in regard to these charges. I also need to obtain, and I believe the state needs to obtain as well, a birth certificate for Mr. Martinez. When we ran his NCIC and TCIC, it's coming back with several hits. I've discussed the situation with my client. Part of the concern is that the NCIC and TCIC is indicating that my client is not a naturalized US citizen. My client is stating that he in fact is.
All right. So if he's not a citizen, will your firm be taking care of the immigration issues?
You'll have to seek outside counsel for that, Judge.
All right.
And Your Honor, for the complainants in this case, will need to run NCIC TCs, IC on those and make that available to defense counsel for inspection.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you recall this in December for discovery, please. We can just put it on the 9th with his other client.
Thank you so much, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, thank you for addressing appropriately for court. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do some research form. We'll talk to you real quick, President, okay? We'll have to sit back over there in a few. Thank you, Your Honor. May I have excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah.
I did. That was. Sir. Cheers. I already put it on there. Okay, thank you.
Kaylin Gutierrez.
He wants to address the court about my ability to represent him, Your Honor.
Okay.
How are you doing, Your Honor?
Doing great.
Today's my birthday.
Oh, happy birth month. You know, I think that everybody should celebrate the entire month.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think, Mr. McCray, you recently had a birthday.
I did, really.
Well, I'm
62 at this point.
62. You look awesome for 62, I must say.
Thank you, Judge.
You know, the older we get, the more certain ages are not considered old. I think 100, that's not old at all. Well, I'm making my way towards 60.
Judge, don't you have a birthday month?
I celebrate the entire month. Now, mind you, I only celebrate the month. Other people decided that they were going to start at the end of October and continue through December. That's not me. That's other people, but I'm accepting of it because I don't want to disappoint anyone.
I just want that one day, Your Honor.
You just want one day?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, see, my problem is my birthday is at the beginning of the month. And when you think about it, it's like, you only get one day.
That's all I want, Judge.
You know, I always tell people you should celebrate the entire month because when you were born, I'm sure you at least gave your parents a month of joy. You know, they were probably like, oh my gosh,
No,
smile.
I don't know, that first one,
Okay.
especially on the first one, it's sort of like, oh my God.
I'm like, what have I done? What do we do? We don't know how to do this. All right. So let me explain something to you. I don't know what your issue with your attorney is, but I'm going to tell you what I've told every person who's been before me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I've been a defense attorney. I've been a prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I run my court a certain way because when I was a defense attorney and a prosecutor, you pick up things from other judges and then you decide what you feel would work and what you would have liked if you were a defense attorney or prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
So in this court, I require that I make sure that everybody have all their discovery. Of course, we're not going to be up in here a year waiting for discovery, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the other thing I require that attorneys receive offers from the state.
Right.
And when your attorney receives an offer, ethically, they're obligated to give that to you. Now, you may think that offer is ridiculous, right? But I tell people, let's not say those words because then people get here. And I want everybody to be at this level when they negotiate. So if your attorney gives you an offer, that's the offer the state has made. Defense attorneys, this is what people think. Defense attorneys believe sometimes, defendants believe sometimes that defense attorneys can control what offer the state is going to make. They really can't. All they can do is they could present maybe mitigation to the state and say, hey, this is why you should consider giving this person probation. Or either they can present something to them and say, this is why this case should be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you know what the state will do? In this court, I will tell you, the state will consider the argument that the defense is making.
Yes, ma'am.
And you know what they could say? You know what? You're right. We're going to dismiss it. Or you know what? You're right. The offer that we're making is too much.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
what they may say.
Yes, ma'am.
Or they may say, no, this is the only offer we're making. And then once your attorney presents that offer to you, you have one or two choices. You can say, I'll accept it, or you can say, I won't accept that, but let me make a counter offer. Tell the state I'm willing to accept A, B, and C. And then your attorney will let the state know he won't accept that, but here's a counter offer for you. And then guess what? The state can say, oh, let's consider that. And they can say, yeah, we'll accept this counter offer. They can say, no, the only thing we're offering is A. And then your attorney will bring that back to you. And then now you have a choice. Either you're accepting what the state's offer or either you want a jury trial. That's the thing. Now, I can tell you, some attorneys have great bedside manners. What do I mean by that? They sit with you, they hold your hand, they talk to you about how your day is going, how's your family doing. There are some attorneys, they're not into that. They're like, I'm here about this specific case. These are the elements the state needs to prove. These are the facts I have. And this is police report. Let me defend you. So that's where we are.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is your issue?
My issue is Mr. McCray would not let me get one word in. Judge Boyd, I wanted to at least speak my testimony.
All right, so let me talk to you about speaking your testimony. If you're speaking of your testimony as something that you want to present to me,
Yes.
the only time you're allowed to present that to me is if you decide to testify. And I'm sure your attorney has told you that's completely up to you, whether you testify or not.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sure Mr. McCray has probably told you the good things and the bad things if you decided you wanted to testify. Right? As far as speaking to me and saying, oh, my case should be dismissed, and here are the facts that I want to tell you, this is not the part of the process where I receive that information. The part of the process where I receive that information is if you have some kind of mitigation. For example, if you say, yeah, hypothetically, yeah, I committed a theft, but let me tell you why I committed that theft. I'm starving or something of that nature. I'm trying to feed my children. Doesn't mean that you didn't do it. It just means that you're trying to say, Judge, go a little light on me because let me just tell you about my life.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
that's the only time. So for you to be telling me what you think the facts of your case are, guess what? If you want to tell me stuff right now, anything that you say can be used against you at jury trial. That's where this ends up. So sometimes attorneys are trying to protect clients from themselves. I've had plenty of clients where I've had to protect them from themselves. And then some of them like, you know what? I'm still going to do my own thing. And I'm like, an explosion is going to occur and you're going to get the blowback from it. So you understand?
I do now. Yes, ma'am.
All right. See, sometimes we just need to.
I just need to talk. I'm sorry. This is my life and it's a very important day. I'm sorry.
No, here's the thing. Every single case is extremely important. People tell me sometimes I take too long on cases, but you know what I tell them? The person who's standing before me, this is extremely important to them because it's their life. This is a criminal court. You're looking at probation or you're looking at prison time. You understand? So that's where we are. So is there any other issues with Mr. McCray? So then the next thing I need to discover from both parties is, where are we on discovery? This is where I'm trying to figure out if your attorney has received everything from the state that he needs to adequately and professionally represent you, okay? All right, so is there any outstanding discovery that you know of, Mr. McCray?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right, have you been, lately, there's been an issue with downloads. Have you been able to download everything?
Yes, sir.
All right. State, were you able to tender an offer?
I said there's a today only offer.
Okay, so here's the thing. The state has tendered an offer to you. I'm gonna have you sit in the box and internalize it because the state is saying that offer is for today. That's it. So I'm gonna give you a chance to discuss that with your attorney. And if you decide you don't want to accept it, then we'll move towards a jury trial, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, Tyler Ashbaugh.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
All right, it's
Well.
always great seeing you.
Too.
All right, so on this case, I guess we're headed towards jury trial?
Well, I believe the setting for today was a final discovery matter. I do have a motion to present to you. I've conferred with the state.
Sure.
It's a motion to permit us to access and examine the scene of the alleged offense, Judge. And the reason I'm presenting this to you now, and I know it seems like it's coming a little bit late, is because I never anticipated that this would become an issue.
Okay, so when you say the scene, why do you need my permission to go out to the scene? Where is the scene alleged to be?
And I'll explain that to you, Judge. I never thought I would be in a position where I would be having to ask the court either. The scene, this would be in a church parking lot.
Okay.
And so I'm not asking to go into anybody's residence, anything that I would consider, or I
Well,
don't.
here's the thing. State, are you objecting to this? Because he has a right to go out to the scene.
Because no, we're not objecting to it, but it's, I believe, a private property, so we cannot enforce anything on that.
So, and if you let me explain, Judge.
Sure.
So, we were ready to go to do our investigation. We were anticipating taking photographs, videos, measurements, these types of things. It's my position that what we would, and I anticipated that what we would be getting would be exculpatory in nature. I fully believe that. Now, our investigator called the church just to give them a heads up. We didn't want them to be surprised, like, hey, who are these people that are going out there that are, you know, taking videos and photos? We wanted to let them know and be upfront with them. And however, my investigator spoke with the pastor, and it was his position that he did not want us to go out there, and he was not going to allow us to
All
go
right,
out
so let me
there.
ask you this. Which church is this and who is the pastor?
It is on O'Connor Road. It's called something Calvary Church,
All right, what's the full name of the church?
and it's the pastor's name is Matt Lighty, Leighty. I have his phone number.
All right. I'll have a seat and we'll take that up.
Okay, so just need to get him on the phone and when
Yes,
he's on speaker, let court know.
yes,
Just can I reapproach on my face?
yes. We're gonna do McKinney, and then after McKinney, it's gonna be Patterson. Mr. McKinney, come down. All right, so, Counselor, you're hired on these?
I Judge, Tony Jimenez was appointed, now I'm appointed. Apparently, we think the indicted case, the one that's set today, may be with intake on the other case. There's no file today. I want to see if we could recall it for tomorrow morning.
Okay,
Mr. McKinney and I talked, I have a little better understanding of what we're dealing with, but I'd like to look at the file.
all right, we won't be able to call it for tomorrow, but we can recall it for Thursday.
I'm in Kendall County on Thursday. Could we do Friday?
No. But, I mean, you want to do it November 4th?
I have a out of town hearing, then I've got a hearing on that Cotter case with the MAG office.
All right, the 7th?
I should be able to, if we can do it early. I'm gonna start a murder trial on the 5th and the 437th, but I don't think they start till 10.
All right, if you're ahead, we'll take you up at 9:30 on the 7th.
Okay, I'll be here.
All right, Mr. McKinney, this attorney has recently been appointed to represent you, so they need to make sure they have discovery and everything. You understand?
Yes, I understand fully. Ms. Boyd.
All right, do you have any questions about anything?
If you would allow me, I'd like to bring to the court's attention my recent, remagistration.
All right, that's something, because that's legal, that's something you'll need to speak to your attorney about.
No, I understood. It's just why I have the opportunity to establish a record, considering that he just got appointed at that time. Mr. Jimenez was my attorney. The magistration was held with me not having any counsel.
So let me explain something to you, and if I'm wrong on the law, I'm sure your attorney will correct me. But when you're magistrated, it's not an adversarial process. The only thing the magistrate judge is doing is telling you what your rights are and setting a bond.
From what I'm aware of, it's Supreme Court ruling stating that you are allowed the assistance of counsel through all criminal proceedings. And in that particular matter, I was negated that right under the 6th Amendment of the United States Constitution.
All
So
right,
I
if
just
you,
just like to get the court's record established with that.
no problem, we can put that on the record if you want to put that on the record.
Yes, ma'am, I would love to, please.
Sure. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 009238, 2024 PF 16224, and 2024 PF 16225. State of Texas versus Raymond Lee McKinney. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
And fair settlement.
Defense?
Robert Mauer for defendant.
Are you Mr. McKinney?
Yes, I am, Ms. Boyd.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please?
That'd be difficult. And,
Well, no, because I need to swear you in.
okay,
You solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
no disrespect to the court, Ms. Boyd.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't swear. That's why I'm trying to bring to
All
your
right.
attention. I don't
All right,
swear.
let me ask you this. Do you affirm that you will tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
I guarantee to the court that I would definitely tell the truth, and I'm
All right.
aware of perjury.
All right,
And
you wanted to
that I
place
won't
something,
do.
you wanted to place something on the record?
Yes, ma'am.
You may proceed.
I'd like to place on the record that I was recently magistrated by Judge Ramirez. It was this past Thursday or Friday, if I'm not mistaken. And I was without counsel. And from my understanding, the 6th Amendment grants you the right in all criminal proceedings to be able to have this assistance of counsel, which I didn't have during that re-magistration. During my first magistration, counsel was provided through the public defender's office, and that was negated in this recent re-magistration. So I want to just make sure that it was brought to the court's attention and the record was established with that, so there could be an objection that the court was notified of in that regard.
All right, you said something interesting. You said that the public defender's office was present?
In the first, and that was
Okay.
June 14th
Okay.
of this year.
All right. Defense, is there anything you wish to add?
No, Judge.
All right, thank you for letting me know.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And there's a record and it's been preserved, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. I'll see you on the 7th.
All right, thank you.
Also excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, are you all ready on Patterson?
Defense counsel is not present, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, are the parties ready on China Gonzalez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 009696, State of Texas versus China, Renee Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Harris, Edelman.
defense?
Renee Munoz.
And are you Miss Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Counsel, is this an application for deferred?
It's an application for straight community supervision, Your Honor. I just didn't know how the court preferred it, so I just did both, that it was one.
All right, thank you. Did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
You're gonna need to keep your voice up.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Gonzalez, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions? Off the record for a moment, everyone, we are on the record. People need to whisper. And if you're behind the court reporter, you need to ask the deputy to move you. Do not talk behind the court reporter. All right, we're back on the record. Did you review the court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions with you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, everyone, I'm sorry, off the record for one moment. I need to speak with this pastor.
Oh,
Yes, Your Honor.
Just have a seat.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so this is on Ashball.
Yes, it's on, you just gotta tap that. When it's.
Oh, well, I see it. Excuse me, Pastor?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll just let me know the date and time, and then I'll give you all a date to come back. All right, we're ready to go back on the record on China Gonzalez. Thank you, Norma. All right, Ms. Gonzalez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
All right, you're charged with you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams, as a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you all waiving the repeater enhancement allegation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, any objections?
No objection.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
In my opinion, she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
That is correct.
Ms. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. The state will take in consideration 2024 CR 009697, 2024 PF 17269, 2024 PF 17270, and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years, and there be a participation in Esperanza Court. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no
No
contest?
contest.
State, any evidence?
Stated in Exhibit 1 in attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge, briefly. With regard to my clients, upon myself first meeting her, and our first visits, I knew there were some issues present. You know, she's in the yellow, she is pregnant at this time, and she is charged with, drug offenses, which led me to believe that there might be issues with substance use disorder, Your Honor. I did also see prostitution in her criminal history, so I did take it upon myself to, ask the court, previously, which granted to, have her referred for Esperanza Court. I know Esperanza Court does great work. I've worked with them sometimes in the past, and they have evaluated her, deemed that she does meet criteria. And in an email from Ms. Perez, Natalie Perez, the case manager, stating that if the court would consider granting her with the condition of Esperanza Court, that they are willing to accept her into that program, Judge. So I spoke with my client and explained the Esperanza Courts, the criteria that has to be met to get in, and what would be expected of her if she is in the program. And she is willing to abide by that. She wants to change her life around, not only for herself, but for her unborn child and for children she has as well, Judge.
All right, how many children do you have?
I have 3.
And who are they with?
I gave up my daughter for adoption and my son's with my stepfather, and then I'm pregnant right now.
All right, and who is this Antonio Pablo?
That is
Hernandez?
my kid, that's my first kid's father.
All right. So I'm ordering no contact with Pablo Antonio Hernandez, and that's based upon what's in the police report. Take in consideration 2024 CR 009697, 2024 PF 17269, 2024 PF 17270. There'll be a referral to Esperanza Court. She's to remain in custody until transferred. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. If not accepted into Esperanza Court, then I want her brought back to court. So she is only to be released to Esperanza Court. When's the last time you had employment?
Oh, I have my own lawn care business.
Right, everybody's doing lawn care. Yeah, let me just tell you, that's gonna stop. You're gonna have to have a business. You understand? And when I say a business, if you're doing lawn care, you need to have a DBA and all of that. Otherwise, I'm not accepting that. You're gonna have a job where you actually get a W-2 or whatever. You understand? So there's gonna be proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. CPS compliance. Is CPS back in your life? They probably will be, counsel. I'm gonna want field visits 1 time per month until further notice. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once parenting classes are completed, the restitution will be deemed satisfied.
That restitution, Judge, is that 200?
200 community service hours restitution. There is to be 2 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
This, the Esperanza program.
All right, did you review the document titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And, just 1 second. Oh, she can go back in the box.
Yeah, approach your honor.
Honestly, so everyone, just give me a second. Oh, council, I'm sorry, the rejections that I signed for you, could I see those one more time, please?
Give them to Shannon.
Oh, thank you. No problem.
Okay.
There you go, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, you're fine.
Yes.
That's all.
I spoke with the pastor and he just basically gave me a list of days and times that are no-go times, but other than that, he said, whenever we're free.
All right, so then there's no need for the court to sign an order?
He's in agreement now. I don't see the need. He's agreed. If it becomes an issue, I'll present it again though. Well, I think to be safe, I probably should get it signed because he did.
Well, let's just see. You know, I always say, once you give people legal paperwork, then people get their hackles up. So he said that he's gonna allow you to come out
Yes.
with different times.
Yes.
If there's an issue, just come back to the court.
Okay, fair enough, Judge. So if we could just get one, hopefully, final reset for discovery this time.
All right, so when, do you have a specific idea?
I don't. I have to coordinate with our investigator on a time that's good for him.
All right, so I'm gonna give you guys the time. This is gonna be the last time. November, we call this for November 12th. Yes, sir. And that's the last discovery unless the pastor says he's not letting you out.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And actually, my client had a request. He's on, I believe, GPS partial just for work, but his wife is now attending.
Have you already addressed?
It's something else, Judge.
All right, have you confirmed with the state?
No, I have not.
All right, you need to confirm with the state. All right, thank you. Thank you for addressing appropriately for court.
Yes, Your Honor. You have a blessed day.
All right, thank you, you too. All right, are you ready? Okay, who's your client again?
Mr. Gutierrez.
All right, Gutierrez. Oh. Highland Gutierrez?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Am I pronouncing your first name correctly?
Kylan, yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it gets real confusing. You did it right though. Thank you very much.
You are so welcome. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 0099938, State of Texas versus Kylan Michael Gutierrez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense,
Your Honor, Todd McCray for Mr. Gutierrez.
and are you Mr. Gutierrez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
I did.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gutierrez, did you review the document entitled Application of Community Supervision with your attorney?
I did, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yeah, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
I did, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I read it to him and we looked at it together, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am. We'll waive it.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we'll waive the repeater status, proceeding on it, but as a second degree felony.
Any objection?
No objection. That's part of our agreement, Your Honor.
Mr. Gutierrez, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon with a felony conviction? That's a second degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
I did, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gutierrez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The state opposes your application for probation. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, were there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, or if the court were to grant your application, there's a request for a TAP evaluation. Did you understand that was a recommendation and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor, state exhibit number 1 with all this attachments.
Again, which I've reviewed thoroughly with Mr. Gutierrez and we find no objections.
All right, state you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Off the record for a moment, could I have parties approach? There would be nothing to drink water from the hose. I never put my lips on the hose though.
I remember those times.
Yeah, those were good times,
Those are
right?
good times, those
Yeah.
are good times. Yeah, no problem. I'm not from here, so I don't know. I know you.
Thank you.
And I'll review that report with you when we find no objections.
All right. Could I, borrow a stapler, please? Thank you.
And Judge, would you like us to put it on the record that we?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, we're back on the record.
And Judge, the state is offering about 5 additional pages for state exhibit number 1 with its attachments. We've asked for it to be entered, we disclose that to defense. And also it's been stapled to state exhibit number 1 with its attachments.
And those are the original police reports, again, which I reviewed with Mr. Gutierrez and we found no objections.
All right, thank you. Then the state will accept it into evidence. All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Counsel, it is taking about 8 weeks for a PSI. If you would like, we can have him back sooner. I can just request that a top evaluation be done. You'll have time to bring in whatever witnesses you want, and I'll ask for the criminal history from the state.
I think that'll be fine, Judge, if you'll expedite it for Mr. Gutierrez, I think he'll be satisfied with that.
All right, Ms. Abrams, 2 weeks? All right, I need a 2-week reset. And just, we're back on the record, and for the records, defense, are you waiving the PSI report?
Yes, Your Honor, but you're gonna do the TAP evaluation?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I can do November 14th.
It's fine.
All right, so we're gonna come back on November 14th, counsel. And
Okay.
Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Gutierrez.
Yes.
So this is what will happen on that date. I'm gonna have a TAP evaluation, will tell me any drug issues that you may have had. And then the state is gonna bring me your criminal history. And then your counsel will have a chance to present witnesses if you have witnesses that you want me to hear before sentencing. All right, do you understand everything?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then you're welcome. We'll see you on November 14th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He left, we were waiting for you. So if you can have, that's okay. If you can have him zoom back in, we'll take it up right now.
Okay, I think he said his phone died, so I'll just wait as long as it.
Okay. If you want to bring him back this afternoon, we can, if his phone is charged.
Okay.
So Bashan, on Mr. Gutierrez, we're only doing a TAP evaluation. You're welcome. Who's here on Miguel Aguilera? And where is Mr. Aguilera? All right, if he'll come forward. Just want to be sure. All right, so where are we on discovery?
Judge, there's some medical records that I was just retained about 3 weeks ago, and there's some medical records I'm trying to get to the state based on Mr. Aguilera's most recent medical situation. He was arrested at the time of his arrest. He was taken to the University Medical Center, was in field custody there for about a week or so.
So those are the records you're asking for?
Yes, Judge, and he had a surgery that I think, from what I can tell, removed part of the leg.
Okay. All right. We're going to bring this back in 30 days. That will be the final discovery date. I need a 30-day reset for discovery. You want to just put it on December 2nd? All right, so we're going to come back on December 2nd. All right, is there anything else?
No, thank you.
All right, so other than that discovery council, you've received all the discovery from the state?
I believe so, Judge, yes.
All right, then once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And Mr. Aguilera, thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Thanks in the name of the person we're giving you. Okay. Oh my goodness.
You're welcome. Galaxy Maria Guerrero Alvarez.
Ready, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 010330, State of Texas versus Galaxy Guerrero Alvarez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Sandra Vargas for the state.
James Seeloff for the defendant.
And are you Ms. Alvarez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so parties for the discovery acknowledgement, I have a PF number. Is that the same case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, I have, including all the misdemeanor cases that we're going to take into consideration.
All right. And did you review that with your client?
Yes, I have. I took what they have.
All right, court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Alvarez, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waive, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Alvarez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with injury to a child elderly disabled with intentional bodily injury? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, she has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I believe she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe she was.
Ms. Alvarez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2024 CC 736223, 2024 CR 00963, County Court Cause Number 731512, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
That's our plea.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No pretrial motion, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 4 years, that there be 40 hours of community service restitution. There's to be no contact with Alice Martinez and Marina Anzaldúa, anger management, TAP evaluation, follow all recommendations from the TAP evaluation. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
And state, have you spoken with the complainants?
Yes, we have.
All right, you may be excused. Off the record for a moment. Marco, the case that was dismissed, the CC, I believe that's a county court cause number. Okay, all right. We're back on the record. Did you review the waiver with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial?
Yes,
A
Your
right
Honor.
for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we'll waive PSI, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
My client is 4 months pregnant at the current. I asked the court to follow the recommendation of the state, which is deferred adjudication in this case. It'll give us a 4-year window of time in order to make sure that she stays off of drugs and stays on the narrow path.
All right, so what's happening with your CPS case?
It's still going. I just finished one class and I'm currently on drug tests and, I'm doing good with that, with those 3 months. And once I, do eventually get out, like I'm still gonna do, those 3 other classes
How
that
many children do you have?
I have 2,
What are their ages?
4 and 2.
And how old are you?
I'm 24.
All right. So here's the issue with the court, right? I'm going to follow your agreement, counsel.
Thank you.
But this is what you need to realize. You already had a CPS case pending
Yes.
and you pick up this case. And according to the person who was trying to help you, you've been drinking alcohol at that time and still using drugs. Do you have any idea what drinking alcohol and doing drugs does to your unborn child?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me ask you this, because people say that and they really don't internalize it. Let me ask you this. Your 2-year-old, your 4-year-old, would you let them drink alcohol?
No, ma'am.
Would you let them do meth
No,
or heroin
ma'am.
or anything?
Mm-mm.
Well, guess what? Your unborn baby, you're giving that child alcohol, you're giving that child drugs. That has to stop. because I've done CPS cases before and I represented children before. And you know what ends up happening when children are born addicted to drugs? They go through withdrawals. Have you ever gone through withdrawal?
No.
All right, well, let me just explain to you what ends up happening. What ends up happening is babies are in pain because they're going through withdrawals. They are craving what you've been giving them, alcohol and drugs. They have shakes. They are just constantly, it looks like seizures, and they are in major, major pain. So you're going to have to change your ways. If you do not, what's going to end up happening is you're going to lose custody of all your children.
That's
You
fine.
understand? Now, if you don't want to be a mom for them, you can sign your rights away.
No, ma'am, I have all of my rights.
All right. So that's what I'm telling you. You had better start looking out for more than yourself, because guess what? Your 2-year-old and 4-year-old, you can't just send them to Travis Park and say good luck to you. And when you are using and you're not clean and sober, guess what? You are sending them to Travis Park and saying good luck to you. That's the equivalent of what you're doing. So you're going to have to change. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The court is going to sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine. It will be probated. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Take in consideration 2024 CC 736223, 2024 CR 009623, County Court Cause number 731512. There's to be no contact with Alice Martinez and Marina, Marina, and Zeldua. They're asking for anger management probation. I really think it's the drugs, because it appears that at the time of the offense, she was high on something as well as alcohol. So I'm not going to order anger management now. I'll hold it in abeyance. In probation, if something comes up and you feel she needs anger management, then we'll do anger management.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And
Thank
if you
you.
want anger management classes, you let them know.
Okay.
All right, there's to be a TAP evaluation in custody. Follow Rex. And I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court in custody. And counsel, if CPS has them in their drug court program, then I'll reconsider felony drug court. But for now, it's felony drug court. There's going to be 80 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, that will be deemed satisfied. Probation, if you can make sure that there's no overlap between what I'm asking for and what CPS is asking for. CPS compliance. Proof of employment within 40 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. No unsupervised contact with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
Did
Thank
you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. So here's the thing. This is your chance. Everybody's giving you a chance to be a good parent, to be in your children's life.
Yes, ma'am.
From here on out, whatever you do, you need to be thinking about 2 things. 1, is this something that could potentially result in me going to prison for 10 years?
No,
You know, is this something that could potentially result in me losing custody of my children? If the answer is yes, then you should not be doing it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you need anything, just let the court know.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your
Thank you.
excuse. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Everyone, we're taking our recess. We'll be back at 1:30. Yes.
I'm sorry. My client was just able to call me. He's got 4%.
Okay.
I was wondering if I could put him on speaker because he doesn't think that he'll have enough power to log on to Zoom.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Is he,
It's in
does he
Oklahoma.
want a jury trial?
He wants an offer that the state is not willing to give at this time.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna recall this. We're gonna recall it for Thursday.
That's fine.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay.